What's up, guys? Ripping my last best ball, probably of the year. This is in the Draftkings $555 best ball contest. Wizard King, I like that username. And let me move some things around on my end. This is it's about 2,000 person field and $250,000 to first place. I don't have that much cook, so I kind of want to get some cook. However, for our last best ball, I don't know how we fade our guy Diggs. It's so hard because like all the Bills players are good, so Diggs could be such. We're gonna go cook here. We're gonna go cook. We'll get to Bills players in a bit here, but our last best ball, we're going to try to get some exposure to some players I don't have as much, where I've taken some pretty big stands in the best ball space, but if you're going to be wrong, make sure you're wrong about a lot of things. So build some teams that, are missing players everywhere. Hope you guys enjoy this high stakes coverage. My thumbnail's trash. I have no YouTube description right now, so I'll change that in a bit. But yeah, you can't plan for these Draftkings drafts. They just fill when they fill. So not sure if this contest is going to fill. Would like it to overlay. Arguably, I should not be entering more. I got some solid action down in this contest. Really would like to have a team make it to the finals and win it. Could determine our profitability on the year. If you're out there and you're hearing me, let me know. Here, let me plug my headphones in too to try to prevent any bounce back on the audio. Again, if y'all can hear me out there, please let me know. I see some people are watching, so would appreciate it. Thanks, Blaine. Maybe I don't need the headphones then because it's just me speaking, so we'll scrap the headphones. Got my Swolecast shirt on. Go check out them. Love the Swolecast. Best first look show in the industry. So yeah, I'm going to take Swift or Lamb here. All right, Swift is easy. Cook Swift start, we like it. So CSU Ram 88, that's Peter Jennings. He has been on our show before. Pepper Prince, that is Dan Zach, the WSOP Player of the Year. He's been on my channel before. Recognize the name Rydog. Recognize the name Wakey Wakey. Recognize the name Anal Prow 88. I'm really sorry if that's not how you pronounce that. I've been playing high stakes DraftKings best ball this is my third year in a row. To be clear, playing way more action this year. Can I zoom in on the board? Let me try that. Do we like this better, people? I can't lose the top here. I need to see this. And honestly, I don't like that for me because then I can't see enough players. So sorry, best ball moderate. It's a fine line between doing what is best for me and creating a best viewing product. And in these high stakes drafts, I almost always side with what's best for me. FanDuel's best ball's trash, man. Don't really know what to say about that. Never played there. Yeah, so I've played DraftKings best ball in the past. Always been profitable in the high stakes best ball. But this was, I used to be a teacher. This was me doing 1 to 5 entries. This year I entered a lot more. Got about 40 teams in this contest. So y'all can do the math. So yeah, my year will probably be decided by how I perform in these. Honestly, feel okay about the teams, but it's really going to come down to once those games started. definitely do not build teams to advance. So fully recognize that. I mean, starting with Cook and Swift, I would say this is building to advance, but I don't build teams like this too much. I build teams that can benefit off the chaos and hopefully be unique for when if they are to make the finals. And honestly, like these drafts have not been that soft to me. Like, sure, there's some names I don't notice, but in the earlier in the offseason, there were dudes just auto drafting, which, you know, I mean, I think their ranks were fine, but I think that's soft. Any update on that chess cheating scandal? So Hans Niemann came out with a very impassioned interview, basically saying like, you know, chess.com's wrong, Magnus Carlsen's wrong, Hikaru's wrong, they owe me an apology, here's what happened, blah, blah, blah. And we've not heard from anyone else involved in the scandal. So the onus is on chess.com, Hikaru, Magnus Carlsen to respond. And we will see if they do. Come on, Lizard King. Pass on Debo. What am I going to do if he takes Debo, though? Fuck. I'm not afraid of Debo. I take him all the time. Mike Williams is my guy. Sutton's the guy I'm trying to get more of. We'll go Williams. Stick with hashtag our guys and see what happens there. So no update, DFS Texas, but we should get an update on that. I mean, more is to come. Either there is a lot more evidence out there that, and Hans Niemann is just like lying right now or playing like a gamble that they won't make the evidence to light, or people were hasty. Something to keep in mind. Now, I'm an ex-employee of chess.com. I know no inside information there. Liked it working for chess.com, but just pointing out the facts here, which is chess.com did acquire Play Magnus. So from me, outside point of view, you just acquired Magnus Carlsen's company. If Magnus Carlsen tells you, like, chess.com could have been put in a tough point where it's like, he's saying, hey, this happened, you need to do this to this guy. And chess.com maybe just they wanted the acquisition to go through, whatever. Or Magnus gave them real info. He's like, hey, here's what happened. Here's how I know this is going to come to light. So yeah, I was really surprised at how quickly chess.com acted in banning Hans from the global chess tour, or whatever that is. If we can take Hans's word as fact, which there's no guarantee we can do that. But yeah, I would not have acted that quick if I was in their shoe. So I'm either going to take ETN, Juju, or Marquise Brown. And Herbert, like, it just feels so wrong to pay that price for quarterback. I'm going to take Marquise. I don't care, man. He's been my guy. So I'm either, again, like, basically as Marquise goes, my tournament will go in this tournament. I don't understand how he could have cheated over the board. This is not a joke, but the prevailing theory right now, one of the theories is that you could have anal beads that can vibrate, and I guess like Morse code or something could be communicated to you. That's not clear to me, but that theory has been, I believe, and again, don't quote me on all the facts of this case, but I believe Eric Hansen of Chess Bras mentioned that on his stream, that's a possibility. I have no idea how that would work. Like, I play chess. I don't know how someone could communicate moves to me through vibrations, unless it's like Morse code. Like, I really don't know. I think Hikaru Nakamura was like really stoked the fire on this thing, and he needs, like, he gave a very defensive stream the other day where he was like, I didn't do anything wrong, basically. And I think that's a little disingenuous, like where I don't know. Levy Roseman, Gotham Chess, has given some good coverage on it too. And I think Levy did a good job of being fair to both sides. But yeah, I don't know. This is like legitimately one of the biggest scandals in chess history. And so it's crazy. Yeah, man, I don't really know what to say. Another theory was that like he had like a microphone in his cheek. I really don't know how advanced this technology is, to be clear. One theory is that Magnus had COVID. I think that's been ruled out as far as like his reason for withdrawing. I'm gonna zoom out on this board because I literally can't see any fucking players. Yeah, and I'm gonna start my chess streaming eventually here. Hikaru probably won't want to collab with me. Not that he would. He's a really big force. And I think I watch Hikaru's videos sometimes. I think it's really cool to have a super grandmaster stream and give their thoughts. Not trying to take away from that. Anyways, back to the football. Elon Musk actually tweeted out the anal bead theory too, so you can go on Elon Musk's Twitter if you want to see that more. Interesting that George Kittle went ahead of Waller and gang, even with his pulled groin on Monday. The high stakes community of best ball drafters, I think, falls into a couple buckets. One is they're like really plugged into the news and maybe even like more fear-based drafting because of that. The second is that they're not plugged into the news. They're just fucking gambling and ripping off drafts, which I have no idea about who is who. Like, I don't pay that close attention to the usernames, to be honest with you. See what Lizard King does here. Fuck, wanted Waller. So Murray's a clear target for me next round. I don't think I'm going to take him right now. I have a lot of Breece Hall. I think between Deontay and DK is an interesting discussion. Let's go Deontay in this one. I like DK more as like a player to pick, and he doesn't have the emergence of Pickens to worry about. But Deontay's been so good for so long. Trey White is out. He's on PUP list, so he's going to be out for at least 4 weeks. The Bills, in the Bills' shoes, they view themselves as a clear playoff team. Obviously, they're the Super Bowl favorite. And there's no reason to rush back one of their most important defensive players, probably their second most important defensive player after Von Miller, early in the season. This doesn't make any sense. So, like, if today was the Super Bowl, could he have played? Maybe, but it's not. And the Bills are a smart organization. They don't do unnecessary things. Yeah, I mean, Deontay is just so consistent. But we'll see how he's impacted by the change of quarterbacks. Kyler Murray is probably my most drafted quarterback on Draftkings just because he started going in the 6th round and never made any sense to me. Like, I know everyone's like, ooh, we can get Mahomes in the 5th. And that is true on underdog, but not DK. Like Herbert, Mahomes generally go in the 4th on DK. Lamar goes like 4th, 5th. So yeah, we'll take Murray to go with Marquise there. Pulling out our starting lineup, kind of. Could McKenzie be limited tonight in its Shakir season? I don't think McKenzie will be limited, but I think Shakir is a smart play to sprinkle in for showdown. Is Ramsey going to shadow Diggs or Gabe? That's a good question. I'm not sure how they're going to play the Bills. And I'm not sure, like, there's questions on the Bills, man. Like, James Cook could be a big part of the Bills offense. He could not see the field. Zach Moss could see red zone work. He could not see the field. He could be inactive. Crowder could be inactive. Like, I don't know, and I'm a Bills fan. I'm not reading all the news as much. Yeah, Kaiir Elam is the Bills corner they drafted, but look, this dude's getting roasted by Diggs and Davis in practice. Like, I think he has potential, but he is not equipped to lock down Cooper Kupp or probably even Allen Robinson. I would guess they go Ramsey on Davis and double cover Diggs. That's usually how teams play it. If they view like there's an elite guy and then a pretty good guy, like usually they do the shutdown corner, quote unquote, on the good guy, which is Davis, to try to negate Davis, and then they assign 2 corners to the elite guy to just dissuade the quarterback from throwing into double coverage. Which could mean it's a Knox night, could mean it's a McKenzie night, could mean it's a James Cook night, etc. Thanks, Nick. Yeah, I mean, look, obviously if Cook and Swift are healthy and ball, and so do these guys, like, good team. The gamble of drafting any early round running back, which I think is counterintuitive, is it's risky, right? Like, if they stay healthy and ball, great pick. If they get injured, bad pick. So 0 running back can almost be safer in that regard. Jennings took Schultz. Feels bad because I like I think I kind I know he knows I like Schultz. And I don't think he was too into him when we streamed together. This is a really tough point in the draft where you just need to like gamble on the running back. Like Dobbins, I think that Lamar said he won't play in weeks, which was not great to hear. I really don't want to take a running back at this point. But there's like no one else. I think I'm going to go London. He's cheaper on DK. And then just see what running backs make it back to me. If I was really grinding every edge, I would be checking these teams' rosters to see what they need. But we're going to go London. And they do play the Falcons and the Cardinals play each other week 17. It's only a 5-person final, so stacking for correlation is not that important. Like I don't have as much Robinson. I have some from earlier. He's kind of like a flavor of the week guy for me. He could totally smash. Like I see that for him. Yeah, I guess it's like the Reddit crew talking about Call of Duty and shit. I really don't know, man. I have some strong Ramondre teams back when he was in like the 120s and the 100s. which dissuades me from picking him a little bit. Tony versus Olave is an interesting discussion here. Goddard, well past ADP. I don't have like much Goddard at all for a reason, but we're going to take him here. Just buying the dip on ADP. And, like if it's not Knox breaking out into the next tier, it probably is someone like Goddard. So, and I have a big AJ Brown bag. I got a lot of Devonta Smith. And then like I could have taken Ramondre, but I'm confident one of the names in this group is going to make it, and I don't view them that differently. Guys, if you could like the video, really helps me out. And when the stream ends, refresh the stream and drop a comment down below. Come on now. Or if you're watching this on replay, like it and subscribe. Click that bell. I think that helps me. Help me out, guys. Come on now. I guarantee you it's not plus EV to be streaming my high stakes drafts, but we do it for the hashtag community. So I maxed drafters this morning. I maxed Draftkings this week. I maxed Best Ball Mania 3 and Underdog. So I'm comfortably over 500 drafts on the year, maybe 600. Obviously, the goal is to win a tournament, at the least get a team to the finals, but we'll see. I don't have that wide of an exposure in the early rounds. There's some guys that could do it to me if they're the piece you need to advance. So we'll see how it goes. Yeah, I didn't make the trip, man. Honestly, I was just so fucking burnt out from 5 tabling the DraftKings drafts and the other drafts. And I got work to do after this. I need to build my, I have some fucking Rainmakers cards. So I got to build my Rainmakers lineups. I got to build my Showdown lineups. I got to get in my last best ball. So I want to do that, but it just was a lot of travel to do last minute. I'll get to some of those other comments in a second here. This is so much easier on mobile, by the way. That's why I don't stream too much like this. I mean, we're just going to take MVS here. Well past ADP. Mahomes himself said they could spread the ball around. That tells me there's going to be some MVS weeks. And I just think he's better at football than McCole Hardman. And McCole Hardman could be the guy. I want to be very clear there. McCole Hardman could be whatever, 70% Tyreek Hill this year. And I had planned to take one of these running backs here, but a piece of the Chiefs. We got that week 1 stack, guys. Week 1 stacks with Swift and Goddard and MBS, Murray, and Brown. Woof. Yes, brother. I'm in managed leagues. I had to do waivers last night for like 10 main event teams and 6 football guys championships. Not fun. Way overbid on some players, but who cares? Michael, I've given some thoughts on this. Wouldn't shock me if Crowder's inactive. But I don't really know, man. Like this could go any direction, in my opinion. All right, we're just going to take Damian Harris here. Obviously not the best PPR guy, but with the Ramondre scheme, he's gotten very cheap and affordable. I mean, in the 10th round here, he could still score whatever, 8 to 10 touchdowns, even if Ramondre is a guy. Great question, Anthony. For tonight, I plan to watch the game in my house, man. As soon as kickoff starts, it's going to be relaxing. There's no more best balls I need to do. There's no more building of DFS lineups. Not doing in-season, in-game snake drafts or anything. Going to relax. Going to have some beers, watch the game. Going to have my girlfriend over. And yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. NFL games, like, you know, I want to go to some games, but at the same time, I always find the best viewing experience is like in your house or at a bar. Like a bar is fun too on like a Sunday with like if they have like Sunday ticket. So yeah, I like this. I like this type of build. This is a balanced, sharp build where it's a 1 quarterback, 3 running backs, 5 wide receivers, 1 tight end. Hell yeah, man. I think I'm going to be having some land shark tonight. I had a couple land sharks in the hot tub last night. Good beer, good beer. Drop your favorite beer in the chat, guys. Or if you're not a beer person, other alcohol. My boys from home want to do a 4-team ESPN draft for like no money. And I told them, like, I don't really want to do this. I'm kind of fucking burnt out. You know, this is not fun for me. But whatever. I guess we're going to end up doing that. I think the loser has to display Dan Bilzerian's autobiography on their coffee table. Keystone. Hey, Bud Light. Some good beers, guys. Dude, I know. I'm not gonna put in fucking rankings for an ESPN. See if it goes good. All right. You know what? Close my eyes, betting on talent with Treylon Burks. Treylon Burks is either going to be, it's a very interesting case. It's going to go one of two ways. Either we're going to review a couple weeks in the season, next year, whatever, and be like, wow, his target competition was an old Robert Woods, you know, Austin Hooper, etc., like a bunch of Jags. Or we're going to be like, wow, all the preseason FUD, all of that was very real. Like, what were we doing still taking that guy? To me, he's a guy I was taking when he was more expensive, and I keep on taking him on the way down. It's rare that I just like abandon a take of mine just because the market acts one way. Same with Ronald Jones. Took Ronald Jones in the 10th round of drafts, and he's in the 20th round of drafts. I'll still take some Ronald Jones. Not as much recently, but worst exposure percentage? Probably like Ronald Jones. And I posted my drafters exposures and my underdog exposures on Twitter, so you can check that out. I don't feel good about every exposure. I have a lot of Hassan Haskins, which could be an upright 0 this year. Yeah, but Nick, I mean, if the Titans are losing games this year, which like it's possible the Titans are bad, man. They might not have the liberty to do that. They might just have to pass the fucking ball. So, guys, thanks for tuning in for this best ball season. Got to 1,000 subscribers this year. Got a 1-3-6-1. So let's just check in on some positions. Definitely not reaching for these quarterbacks. The tight ends don't feel right either. So it's between running back and wide receiver for me. Let me get to this in the questions, Sean. I just keep on drafting Gage. And I don't really want to abandon that, but I might just do Rashad White right now for this team. Get more of a pass catching guy with my Harris team here. Let's do White. Rashad White's just very good at football, I think, in the way you want him to be good. So, bit of an ADP reach. So do you think Malik Willis takes over this year? Man, I think that's totally live in the cards. It would not shock me if he has a goal line role from day one. Probably not, but it would not shock me. It would not shock me if he doesn't see the field at all. It would not shock me if the Titans are like a 6-win team and they are like, what the hell are we doing? To me, and this is what I think, like, you notice Davis has been scooping up Willis. I made this point to Kerrane and Davis is I think the Titans looked themselves in the face last year. They were the 1 seed. They realized that they're in a conference with Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, Justin Herbert, Joe Burrow, Lamar Jackson, all these good young elite quarterbacks. And they said, we cannot compete with Ryan Tannehill long term. We need to get something. So the Titans could be bad. Obviously, their pass catching core is questionable. They just lost one of their best D linemen. I understand the Jaguars and the Texans are uninspiring, but it would not shock me if they dropped the game to either. Sure, Nick. And I don't know their schedule, guys. Like their schedule could be a cakewalk, but let's look it up. Bills lost. Raiders lost. Colts probably lost. Commanders toss up. Colts lost. Obviously, they can win these. Chiefs, Broncos, really tough that they're playing the AFC West. Chargers, they play the AFC West, man. So they pulled the AFC West, which is the worst of it, like the worst division to pull. AKA they have to play the Chiefs, Chargers, that division. I would say they're dogs in all of them. They also pulled the NFC East, it looks like. They got to play the Eagles. They got to play the Cowboys. They got to play, Washington, I view as similarly to them. Look, they could surprise again. They got to play the Packers. They got to play the Bengals. They got to play, like, I understand they get these Jaguars-Texans games, and they start with the Giants, but not an easy schedule at all for them. I don't understand what you guys are saying. I forgot to mention Tua and Zach Wilson. I don't understand that. Michael, I'm not as much as a golfer. I played tennis growing up, so I'm going to try to get back into tennis. Might try to book a bet with Levitan there. I'm younger than him, but he's probably better at tennis than me. So I don't know what would be fair there. But I want to get into golf. At the same time, it's just like a lot of time to spend on it. And I enjoy more active sports. So I like tennis. I like pickleball. I like soccer. I like sports where I can still move. I'm about to be 30. I realize I will not be able to have the mobility forever. So to me, golf is something I'll pick up more seriously when I am older. Pacheco is a guy I mix in. Think I'm going to go Everett here, which Everett's cheaper than Higbee on DK, but not on drafters. So that's why, whatever, I view them as a toss-up. Probably my last best ball, Star Kindler. I might do another DK 555 later if I feel like it, but I like this team, so what's the point, you know? So yeah, I mean, we're gonna punt QB2, might go 3 QB. We need some more running back bodies, some more wide receiver bodies. Yeah, I think Huntley's a fine play too, just like Willis. Nick, this is not something to victory lap. Benny Snell is the RB3. I had so much Hunter Henry early, and I've been scared off by the recent news of like whatever his face mixing in there. I think we're gonna go Watkins. I don't know if it's much Watkins in the high stakes. I totally see the case where he jives with Rodgers and captures that mesh of old. Would love to pair him with Watson if I could. I do that a lot with the Green Bay guys. Just like take two and hope you get one of them. A 0 does not hurt you as much as a Green Bay wide receiver 1 helps you. The recent news with Hunter Henry is that Jonnu Smith is getting a lot of work in camp, where he was like not seeing the field last year. So I don't know. I don't hate my bag on Henry. I still see the case where he is he could be the pass catcher 1 in New England for a statue quarterback, but I don't know. I don't have as many questions about like Everett, for example, or whatever, some of the later guys even. Like if you look up the beat reporter targets in Patriots camp, it's like Henry's like whatever 5th on the list or something. McKinnon goes. He's a name I draft a lot of. Obviously, Eno fits this team if he is like a poor man's Chase Edmonds with me having Murray. Baker's the guy like I want to take. Okay, he's gone, but he's just hard to backstack with. Robbie would have been the way to do it. So I do have Burke, so that puts Tannehill in play. And now that I looked at the schedule, fuck it, we're going to do it. Now that I looked at the schedule, I like that. I draft a lot of this range. Usually Jameson. Robbie I consider because I don't have that much of him. And he could totally be improved. He got so many targets last year, but the thing that scares me about Robbie is he was like shit talking Baker, and then Baker went there. I got a lot of Conklin too. With Tannehill, I will try to stop at 2 quarterbacks and mix in Malik to just capture the Titans quarterback position. Fit check. We got the Soulcast shirt on. The Crocs are not under. I'm shoeless at the moment. I'm gonna run and grab a drink after this next pick, or I might just make this pick on my phone. No, we'll make this pick and then go. So Eno goes. Hayden Hurst goes. He's a 3rd tight end target potentially. I mean, Mariota is a guy I could take too with me having London. I got a lot of Mariota. I mean, with Murray, though, it's just like I'm counting him to be in the lineup the whole time. So I don't really want to go 3 QBs, even though I do like Mariota's ability. All right, guys, going to take a sprint break after this. Come on, Lone Star, fucking make a pick. Damn it, I was going to take Robbie. Let's take Jameson. All right. Sorry about that, y'all. So 4 more picks to make. Want one more tight end. Want one more. Definitely a couple more running backs. Maybe one more wide receiver. Or I might push it with this group. It's not my favorite group of 8 with like Jameson. I legitimately don't know if Jameson Williams is playing this year. It's purely a bet on talent. Brother, I don't even know who Shee Smith is. Is he like a slot or something? I take some Tommy Tremble. I've heard the name Shee Smith, but don't click it. If CSO Ram doesn't take Kenny Galladay here, he's a fraud because he tried to book Tim Patrick versus Kenny Galladay points on the season with me, which I'm happy I didn't take because Tim Patrick tore his ACL. I'm just kidding. I like Peter a lot. He's not a fraud if he doesn't take him. You can adjust to news, guys, right? I'm just joking here. Come on, Peter. It's gut check time. I don't think he's going to take him. Ah, he did. He did. I extremely doubt he's listening to this stream, but if he is, good pick. All right, we're going to do likely on this team. I don't have that much likely, and totally cases where he is pass catching target 3 in that offense. Basically just like whatever, playing a short wide receiver role. So took him here at a discount. I was going to go Paris Campbell, but he got sniped. So going to have to punt off that last wide receiver position. And with Goddard as my tight end 1, like the the reason why I go 3 tight ends is not for advancement purposes. It's purely for the playoff group where I want another dart. One of the guys I've been clicking a ton lately, Jalen Warren, we take there. Where he is the 2 for Pittsburgh, plus Najee has that questionable injury. So got a big Warren bag late. And he's not on those earlier teams. I got some Noah Brown. I do. I mean, dude, if Laviska Shenault is taking your role, you were not tearing up Panthers camp. So probably going to end with a 3-5-9-3, which is like so chalk. But when you start with Cook and Swift, and then your other running backs are Harris, White, and Warren, like that's a. I don't love stopping at 5 RBs. I generally like to add a 6th guy. It's just a position that benefits a lot off of injury, but probably what we're doing. Yeah, and like my later round wide receivers are a total question mark. Like London plus, feel good about. MVS, I feel good about, but totally could be not a great piece this year or what he's been in the past. Watkins could be a 1, could be nothing. Burks could be a 1, could be nothing. Jameson Williams could play, could not play. You know, like we got some question marks on this team. Very aware of that. Peter just went Noah Brown. He must have he took Schultz too. David Bell, he was a target. I don't have time to fuck around with that. I don't want to risk Willis getting sniped, so we went with the Tannehill Willis Condon combo where I've locked in at least I have 2 quarterbacks. Where, you know, like arguably Pickett's a better pick because then I could have 3 quarterbacks and Pickett stacks with Warren and Deontay. But if Willis and Pickett are seeing the field, Willis has a way higher upside. So whatever. I build some teams like this where I do like Mariota Ritter, Tannehill Willis. And again, I don't know if the Titans will win that many games this year, but the fact that they have to play the Chiefs, the Chargers, the Raiders, the Broncos, like those are probably shootout games. So the Titans might have to throw the ball, you know? You can want to run Derrick Henry as much as you want, but if you're down by 14 points, you can't just accept that you're losing the game. So we need a wide receiver. Yeah, we having J-Mo on this team. We're gonna take a guy. Man, is Brashad Perryman flop lag? That'd be so funny. I mix in these names sometimes. I had some Harty last year. He did good. We're gonna take Shakir. Another upside bet. Wouldn't be shocked if he sees the field week 1. Honestly, tonight. So we finished with a 3-5-9-3, where our running backs are Cook, Swift, Harris. Feel real strong about those 3. And then White and Warren, which if White and Warren are nothing but contingent guys, cool. We got contingent guys to Fournette and Harris, but they also should see the field earlier than that. Quarterbacks, we went with Murray and then the Tannehill-Willis combo, which, if Tannehill was what he was last year, is like, meh. But if he can be better than that, like if he can put together his passing yards from the past year plus his rushing production, he scores rushing touchdowns, like in the red zone. Could be a good combo. Our wide receivers are Mike Williams, Marquise Brown, Deontay Johnson, Drake London, Marcus Valdes-Scantling, Treylon Burks, Sammy Watkins, Jameson Williams, and Khalil Shakir. And then our tight end group is Dallas Goedert, Gerald Everett, and Isaiah Likely. So, really wouldn't shock me if Goddard's a disappointment. Wouldn't also shock me if I don't take a lot of Goddard. I think he's my only share in the 5.55, but mixed in some guys I don't take that much on this team, which feels good. So unless y'all have some questions, gonna jump out of here. Let's compare our team to the two names I at least know. We'll take a look at Peter's team. He went with a 2.693 with Hurts and Dak as his 2. So of course he's stopping at 2. And this is how I build teams more with Kyler, as I stop at 2 quarterbacks. Running backs, Mitchell, Patterson, Gordon, Henderson, Damian Williams, and Madison. Wide receivers, Justin Jefferson, A.J. Brown, Michael Pittman, Juju, Wandale, Davis, Galladay, Crowder, Noah Brown. Tight end, Schultz, Joku Henry. Pretty good team. See no problems with it. What did Dan Zach do? 3, 6, 8, 3. Built a lot of teams like this too. We went with Brady, Goff, and Trubisky. His tight ends are Pitts, Hooper, Conklin. His running backs are Jonathan Taylor, Elliott, Montgomery, Mostert, Mike Davis, Zach Moss. Did I miss a name there? I don't think so. Wide receivers, Mike Evans, Brandon Cooks, Elijah Moore, Robert Woods, Julio, Dotson, Collins, Watson. See no problems with this team either. So I don't know how the high stakes is going to go this year. Who is your most drafted Chief wide receiver? It's probably between MVS and Sky Moore, just off of price. Probably more. But I don't know. All right, guys. Well, thanks for tuning in to this best ball. Not sure what I'm going to do for DFS. Definitely going to pump out some content. Might not do it for week 1. Might do it for week 1. At least a look ahead show. Take a look at the salaries with. Maybe have on some guests. Maybe do it myself. We'll see. Hope you guys enjoyed this content. Like the video, subscribe, and good luck, everyone, with best ball, unless you're in lobbies with me. Peace out.